Welcome back to the Catholic Grief Coach podcast. This episode, I want to talk about pausing and trying to connect with the Lord throughout the day. So, this episode, I just want to talk about pausing, right? I think that there's so many times throughout the day, well, I know this based off my experience and other people I talk to, just that we go from thing to thing to thing without ever pausing, right? And even when we do have a moment of maybe quiet or downtime, we want to fill it up with stuff. We want to distract ourselves. So I'm part of a walking challenge for October. And in this, there's just a short little reflection that's said, and there's like a question to ponder, and then it's just quiet, like peaceful music that's being played. And I found myself yesterday wanting to fill up the time with something. It's like while I'm walking, I have this time like, oh, I'm behind on this podcast, or it's not a podcast, but I'm behind on watching these calls. Let me go watch this. So I had a few minutes of quiet, and then I instantly jumped into distraction, find something else to fill the space. And I think that is what can prolong our grief if we allow it to, is that we are always filling up the space with other things. And then when we do have a moment, all of those feelings and thoughts just kind of hit us and attack us, and it just feels awful. Now, I do want to say if you are pretty early in the stages of grief, that the brain fog is real, okay? It feels like everything is muddied and you're walking slowly through sludge, or like it's a foggy day and you know where you're going, you know where you're trying to get to, but the fog is so thick that it's hard to focus. It's hard to see ahead, okay? So that is real. But you can still do this no matter what stage of grief that you are at, is to take time. And I like to tell people that like you can set a timer on your phone if that's helpful. It's also helpful to attach things that you're already doing to a new habit. So for example, if you're like every day I have my lunch break at 11:30. That's when I eat my lunch. Okay, lunchtime. Oh, let me be present in this moment. So setting, I think there's a name for it, but pairing things that you already do with new habits helps us to be more consistent with them. And so then what I want you to do is to just, again, set like a 3-minute timer and say, I'm just going to really be present in this moment. I'm going to breathe and I'm going to focus on what's right in front of me, around me. I'm going to focus on how I'm feeling right now. So in the walk yesterday, it is kind of fall feeling outside. It was a little warmer out. It wasn't super hot because there was a nice wind coming. So that's kind of what I focused on, right? I was looking at the grass. I was looking at how green it still is. I was feeling the breeze that was coming, and I was like, wow, it's just such a beautiful day that I can be outside and there aren't bugs, but it's warm out and the breeze just feels so good. I had our puppy with me. And so he was like doing cute little things, right? Like trying to attack some leaves and just being cute. And then kind of being a problem, trying to like eat things in the road that you can't eat. And so just really being like present in that and trying to not let my brain spiral into the next thing I have to do. Or, okay, when I get back from this, then I'm gonna make supper, then I'm gonna fold clothes, right? Like doing the things. Also, a lot of times when you are first in grief, or like I would even say the first couple years, it feels like any time that you have a little quiet or downtime, you're just hit with all these feelings and memories that don't necessarily feel good. So if that's where you're at, just know like that's normal, and that we are so busy just distracting that when we get that second, like we're gonna feel like it's just like a wave of grief. And so again, with this new habit of pausing, that will become less faster. Okay. If you're pausing twice a day and just being in that moment and allowing those feelings and the memories that are coming up, if you're doing that twice a day, you will be farther in a month than I was in probably 2 years because I was trying to push those things away. I was trying not to allow it. I was trying to push it down and be like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't have time for that. I have to focus. I have to get my kids to the next thing. Like, you will be so much farther ahead in air quotes, right? Like, you'll just be able to process through the grief a little easier, a little bit better. And again, knowing that it's going to be uncomfortable and not feel the best right away, but be like, oh yeah, I feel uncomfortable right now. I feel really sad. I really miss them. Or maybe I feel a lot of guilt right now. I wish I would have done this instead, right? And that's where it is helpful to set a timer, to not let yourself to start to spiral in that and get stuck in it, but just to allow that stuff to come up. Maybe that stuff isn't even coming up, but you're just like, I'm just gonna be in this moment and I'm just gonna be like, hey, like, what am I wearing right now? Look at the ground, right? Look at the grass. I think when people are having panic attacks, like part of the steps, what they tell people is to focus on five things that you can smell, five things that you can hear, five things that that you're touching right now. Maybe it's not even five. Maybe it's just one of touch, one of sound, one of smell. Um, to try to like get you back in that present moment and to stop the spiral. So that's what this is for, to really allow that, but also to not let yourself spiral. Okay. So I hope that's making sense because we want to allow these feelings. The faster we can allow these feelings and feel them and get used to them is the faster we'll heal. And as always, invite the Lord into that. Be like, Lord, I'm scared. I don't want to feel this heavy grief that I feel like is coming. That I'm afraid if I pause, I'm not gonna be able to recover from it. So please help me in that. And he will. He 100% will. So just again, to set a timer, to pause, to be present, to allow the feelings, name the feeling, let it pass, and invite the Lord into that space. And I really, truly, truly do feel like this is what has helped me heal. This is what's helped me become closer to the Lord in my suffering, in my grief, in my pain. And I'm not always perfect at it. I will say that. It does take practice, right? It's just like any new habit or skill that we're trying to learn, any new tool that we're trying to use. It takes practice. We're not going to be perfect at it right away. And that's okay, knowing that I don't have to be perfect. And just, again, allowing the Lord into that to give Him my imperfect attempts at doing this. So I am praying for you guys. You can go to CatholicGriefCoach.com and just sign up for ways that I can help you through your grief. Our next grief group will start November 7th. And so that one it is a fun, I shouldn't say fun, right? It is amazing time to sign up for the grief group because as we head into the holidays, like we have the seasons changing, then we head into the holidays, we have a lot of other things that come up. And so that is a great time to get into that group to really have the support that you need and to get help through that and not feel so alone and like I'm gonna just struggle through it again, right? The holidays can be a heavy time with grief. So get the support you need through that. We start November 7th, CatholicGriefCoach.com. All right, you guys, I'm praying for you and I hope you have the very best possible day that you can. God bless.